oh, you're a sports reporter, you're out on the sidelines, you're out with the people and stuff like that, and obviously, doing a lot of great things out in the LA area, well, around the country, really. But
Yeah, totally.
let's talk a little bit about your sports reporting and your Emmys and all the fun and meat and potato stuff.
Sure. Well, so the Emmys actually are not for sports. Before I started into sports, I still actually do work in unscripted television. So, I started in TV when I was 12. I was on a little show called Dance Party USA, in Philadelphia. And then in college, I did another little dance show called MTV The Grind.
Okay.
And I was a dancer on that. And that kind of catapulted me into, I did stuff for my high school, which is so funny because I went to Cherry Hill West and we had a TV station in our school, and I actually just got a bunch of the footage from the AV department. They're uploading it, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even recognize myself. I'm 16. So yeah, I started there, went to college for television, and was really lucky. When I graduated, I got an internship with the Jerry Springer Show, and that kind of catapulted my career. And now I've worked over probably 30 unscripted shows in 20-something years. I'm currently the co-executive producer for iCrime with Elizabeth Vargas. And I'm also the co-executive producer for Crime Exposé with Nancy O'Dell. So I get to work with two amazing journalists. And I have an amazing team. Our creators, our showrunner, Pam Covey, she's amazing. So I'm very lucky still in the unscripted world. But then I also do sports on the side. So I'm, currently a contributor with Sports Illustrated. I do high school on SI. So that's fun. I get to do a lot of high school coverage. The Rams do a lot of community events. So I get to cover those, and I get to report on, I get to interview the high school kids and the high school coaches, and have a good time with that. And also I focus a lot with Sports Illustrated on girls flag football, super up and coming, LA Olympics 2028. Excited for these women. I just covered, the Rams just did a girls flag jamboree. There was 3,000 women, 3,000 girls, high school girls that competed 2 weeks ago on a Saturday. And it was so amazing to see all these women just having a great time and, talking with each other and learning from each other. And it was just a great experience. So yeah, so I do Sports Illustrated. Also have the Blonde Blitz, which is my own podcast. So it's basically a blitz of everything coming at you. We've got everything from headlines to hot takes from the week prior, games. We've got sports comedy. I bring on an interview every single week. This week we had Tyrone Poole, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Week before I had Miles Adams. He plays for the Detroit Lions. He's DE. And then, every week is an interview. Then we also have football design, football entertainment. I have a chef, Chef Virginia. She's amazing. She's actually Von Miller's personal chef. Okay. So she talks about, snacks and tailgates and how you can still have fun and be healthy at the tailgates. Mel, the clothing, she is a clothing designer who specializes in football. And she was on the show last night and just kind of showed some of her designs. Also have a segment on sports betting, a segment on fantasy sports. I have a card reader. She does the power deck. So she reads cards and says who she thinks is going to win the games.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then Ben Troop, he's a former tight end for the Buccaneers and the Titans. He comes on and we do game picks. So it's a packed full hour of just everything NFL coming at you. So that's why I get, the Blonde Blitz. So
that's really cool. I mean, and it, there's so much more to sports than just the game. I mean, granted, we all love the game, but getting to know your favorite player, getting to know their ins and outs, it's, and realizing, we have this idea that professional athletes are like this, pedestal type of person. And in reality, they're just like you and I. They're
human
people.
Yeah. And that's what I liked on when I do the Blonde Blitz. That's what I like to bring out. I'm kind of the reporter who gets the story between the X's and O's. And I know my X's and O's. I know them really well. It's probably as good of a, if not more than the guys. But I also come from Unscripted, and I come from lifestyle. So I like to learn about what makes these guys tick, so I like to talk about what they do off the field, because I think it's just as important as what they do on the field. Like Tyrone now is coaching for Alabama, the girls flag football. Miles does as much charity as he can. And also he's a singer. Like, who would have known he plays the piano? Like, that's what he does in the off season. Like, you just don't know unless you ask, like, so that's what I love. That's what I love.
That's like Brent Selleck sells real estate. He's like a real estate agent or something. And wasn't there some
out for the Eagles too?
Yeah, that's one thing with the Eagles is they hire a lot of former players because Connor Barwin works for them and doesn't the punt returner, I forget his name, the little guy that used to play for New Orleans. I'm gonna loss the names.
I know I get so many names are in my head at all times.
but he's also a scout for them, and Brian Dawkins works for them as well. So it's kind of cool. And then you get to meet those guys. I know years ago, 2012, I worked on an independent movie called The North Star with Jeremiah Trotter.
Okay.
And Trot was a great guy. And I remember telling him I was a season ticket holder at the Eagles at the time.
Yep.
And I got this weird call from fan services. And they said, we're retiring Brian Dawkins' number, and an Eagles alumni has referred you to a sideline pass to be on the sideline. So I think Trotter did it. I can't think anybody else that would have done it, but I was on the sideline for when they retired Brian Dawkins, number 20. Cool. And then also on the sidelines when they retired McNabb's, number 5.
Nice. I still have my McNabb jersey. Wear it all the time. Wore it at Super Bowl, actually. This past Super Bowl.
Does he get in the Hall of Fame?
He has to, right? He has to.
Well, that era of quarterback is so, there's so many good quarterbacks. You've got probably 7 or 8. I'm going to say 7 or 8 good quarterbacks that could make the Hall of Fame. I mean, I know everybody's going to hate me for saying this, but I think Eli Manning gets in the Hall of Fame.
I think so too. Why wouldn't he?
Well, they say he's the not as strong brother as Peyton, but he still beat Tom Brady twice, and he's an MVP, and he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. And
he's a good quarterback.